Hey, this is Frankie with Prairie Home Crafts. Today, we're turning this board into something that'll help you win at life, or at least look like a high roller while you're losing. We're making some jumbo dice desk organizers. They say life is a crapshoot, but your desk organization doesn't have to be. So if you're looking for some luck, hit that like and subscribe button and stick with me here. Okay, like all woodworking projects, it starts with a board. Today, we're going to make these dice out of 1/4 inch by 3.5 by 36 inch board. Got it for less than $5. We need to be sure that we have a square edge to start with. Buying wood from those big box stores is always a gamble, so let's do our best to start without the odds against us. Once we have that nice square edge, it's time to up the ante and head over to the table saw for the part that keeps the woodworkers up at night, 45-degree miters. We're going to cut these boards into 3.5 inch squares with perfect 45s around all 4 sides of 12 squares. I'm going to be cutting these 45-degree angles and praying to the gods of geometry. But maybe you aren't a person of faith, so, it's all just a roll of the dice anyway, right? Dice. Get it? Yeah. I'm going to use my miter gauge as I run this board through to make these crosscuts. If you have a crosscut sled, it is advised that you use that. But I don't have one, so I'm just winging it. A roll of the dice. So if you're like me and you don't quite trust your table saw or yourself, then you'll cut these pieces a little long and then edge the table saw fence a little bit closer until you get it just right, which is what I'm doing here. Once I get it right, I can just run all these boards through and cut all the sides, and it should be perfect. I hope. I guess I should mention that I'm actually only going to show the making of one die in this video, but it goes better with a pair, obviously. So, in this case, with one board that's about 3 feet long, you can get one die made with a few extra pieces, which I do recommend making just in case you have a flub. I mean, honestly, if the corners don't line up anyways, you can just say it's a weighted die, and it's a stylistic choice. I mean, sometimes I feel every time I use my table saw, every cut's a gamble. But it's a good thing that wood glue is basically like a re-roll in a bottle. And later on in the video, you'll see we've got some technique to use to actually clean up some of those imperfections that leave gaps in the sides and edges. Time for the dots, or pips, as I learned they're called if you want to sound fancy. I'm using this template here I downloaded from DIY Montreal's YouTube channel. Great woodworking channel, and I got this from a video where they made some 3.5 inch giant wooden dice. I'll link to their video as well as this template below in the comments. Basically cut those out, stick it on the wood, and use a center punch to create some nice dimples. This keeps the drill bit from wandering. Okay, let's head over to that drill press now. got myself a 3/4 inch Forstner bit on there. And all you gotta do is tap it down so it lines up perfectly with the dimple you just made. And do not drill all the way through. Drill far enough so you see a tiny hole from the pilot of the Forstner bit. Then flip it over and drill in from the other side. That will ensure you don't get any tear out. This is 1/4 inch stock, so it's prone to tearing out since it's so thin. Especially when you get to that number 6 and all those dots are so close together. So I recommend taking your time and making sure that you drill in from both sides to get a really nice hole. Not something you want to gamble with. Ba-dum-bum. You know, I'm thinking if I accidentally drill another hole in one of these, because I'm just inventing a new way to win Yahtzee. This organizer is actually designed to hold a max of about 6 pens with the 6th side up, or if you're like me, 1 pen and 5 various strange artifacts from the various points in time of my existence. You can see here, I made a couple of mistakes. It was a good thing that I used the extra board length to cut out some extra pieces. Got some tear out there, and one of those just completely cracked right off. But this one turned out pretty good. Lost a little money on that bet, but I got it back. All right, now we gotta get this thing put together. I recommend having a die handy so you know exactly which numbers go where. But I also did learn that if you do want to make sure you get them right, opposite side numbers should always add up to 7. So, to ensure that these actually look like real dice, I'm laying these pieces out and I'm going to end up connecting them with some masking tape. Before I apply the tape, I want to make sure that they are all lined up, so I grab a nice straight piece of wood to bank them against, and then start adding the masking tape to each seam. I can already tell I'm going to have some gaps. All right, check the fold, folds nicely. Now I'm going to get some tape ready, and it's just going to be a total mess. I'm going to put glue in between each seam, fold it up, use that extra tape to make sure it stays taped together. Kind of get any squeeze out I can. The less squeeze out you have, the better. Make sure it's square. Tape it in place, and then add the 2 remaining sides where they should go. Checking my dice just to make sure I've got it set up correctly. So yeah, put some glue on that, smash it into place, and then tape it as well as you can, trying to pull down all those seams so they are flush with the sides that they meet as best you can. If there's some gaps, if you didn't get those cuts exactly perfect, then later on we'll have some tricks of the trade to help remedy that. Honestly, if this doesn't work out, we could just pretend it was supposed to be some kind of paperweight the whole time. All right, looking good. So now we'll just let that sit and dry overnight. All right, let's unwrap this thing. This is exciting. It's like unwrapping a gift before your birthday. You know, I was hoping to get a new planer, but looks like I just got this wooden box with a bunch of holes in it. Okay, glue is dry and the tape is off, and you can see we've got some tiny gaps to deal with. But if you stuck with me this far and you want to see how we fix that stuff, hit that like and subscribe and stick with me and I'll show you. But first, we'll start sanding. We're going to start at 120 grit and work our way through 180, 240, and finish with some 320. I'm going to sand this thing down until it's smoother than a Vegas dealer's sales pitch. Alright, let's get to fixing this gap. All you gotta do is put a little wood glue on your hand and kind of push it into the gap. Now you can do this after every sanding grit you use, and all you gotta do is sand with the grain around where you applied all that glue. What's gonna happen is that sawdust from your sanding and that glue is gonna mix together and start to fill that gap. You could do this with an orbital sander, but I just prefer to use the sanding block since it's such a small piece. So yeah, find every edge you can, and some that might look like they need a little help, and just do this. And if you sand it all back off, it'll still fill in those minute little imperfections. And trust me, when we're done, it'll look so much nicer. Yeah, and as we can see, it's starting to look pretty good already. I'm satisfied. Ooh, that's a nasty one. Let's get that guy. No problem. Not too shabby. Those edges are starting to look pretty nice. So at this point, I think I've sanded up to 220. Got those edges, and before the final 320 sanding, I'm gonna water pop it. I'm not gonna spray it though. I'm gonna wipe it down with a rag because I just don't wanna spray this thing. I think it's just a little easier. It'll dry and water pop in a fraction of the time. Yeah, once you got that pop and you can feel that grain raise, grab that 320 and finish her off. Okay, once we get that dust off that thing with a microfiber cloth, we're gonna go with some boiled linseed oil to pop that poplar grain. And once that's dry, a coat of paste wax for that nice silky feel and a little sheen. You know, they say a clean desk is a sign of a productive mind. I say a dice-shaped organizer is a sign that I've accepted that my life is just a game of chance anyway. Wow, you can really see that poplar coming to life. This is absolutely my favorite part of every project. All right, once you got enough of that oil on there, find yourself some kind of makeshift hanger, like I did, and let that thing hang for 15, 20 minutes. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that thing down, apply a little more, Let it hang for another 15-20 minutes to really be sure that as much oil as we can get to soak in, And then we'll dry it off and let it completely cure at least overnight. And now it's time for a good waxing. It's looking pretty good, but has a nice dull satin look to it. We're gonna get some paste wax. I've got this tray wax here that I've had some good luck with, and some really fine steel wool. Get some gloves on, and you just kind of wipe a bit of that on that steel and rub it in a circular motion on all surfaces of the wood, and it will get into that grain and penetrate to seal it up really nicely. It looks terrible when you're putting it on. Don't worry about that, because later on we're gonna get all that off once it's kind of dried, and then we're gonna buff it off, and that's gonna give it that really nice bit of sheen that makes it look super good. Wipe off any excess that hasn't dried a bit. Get yourself a drill with a buffer, or if you've got a buffing wheel of any kind, and buff it out. I have to say, I'm a big fan of using boiled linseed oil and paste wax for finishing. It's really easy to apply, super hard to screw it up, and when you're done, it leaves an impressive finish, and you can see that sheen that we were looking for right here. Smooth as a blackjack dealer. Now, here is my daughter's messy desk, which I built her, by the way. Let's make some changes. Well, she might still have a messy desk, but now with giant dice on it. Is the desk organized? Maybe not, but when she's trying to find something, maybe she'll be a little luckier. Thanks for watching, and if you like this build, hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.